Good evening, all. Hopefully you can hear me. I can see the bar moving up from my microphone. For some reason, the song just didn't want to play. Not sure why. But welcome to another Tinker and Talk Tuesday. We do have the Lego Delorean on the workbench, as voted for by loads of people. It was a runaway success, well outbeating its nearest rival, which was the Orient Express, much to the wife's disappointment. She really wanted the Orient Express to win. But it was a DeLorean that everyone said yes to. So I've got all the instructions here. I've got all the bags laid out. It doesn't look too complicated, but could be famous last words. We've already had one disaster with the song not working. So we'll see how it goes, shall we? So I'll take you to the workbench. I'll show you what we've got in the box. And yeah, hope for the best. Hey, Ed. Hey, Chris. Hey, Keith. Right. So, obviously, one Lego DeLorean, not lit up at all at the moment, and looking a little bit boring. And about to roll the bench and break into a million pieces. That'd be a fun stream, wouldn't it? So, I've just printed out the instructions. Doesn't look too complex. It's split up into various bags. Some of the bags, really helpfully, do not have numbers on. I'm sure they're meant to. They must have just been stickers. But we'll get to that when we get to it. So, as I say, some are numbered. We've got 1, 2, 3 here. It looks like 4 and 5 concentrate more on the flux bands. I think the first bag is the headlights. This is the interior light. I know that one. And then I think we've got the rear lights. So exterior lighting first, then the flux bands, and then we've got a little bit of extra for control wires and things like that, because the one I've got is the sound version. So the light and sound and all sorts of things apparently. So wish me luck. We shall see how it goes. So the first part is just basically disassemble the front end to get the headlights in, which doesn't seem too bad. And that is up to bag 1. There, just putting it back together and testing it. And bag 2 is just simply that. So shouldn't be too difficult. I just got to remember how to put it back together, and also how it comes apart. Right, so we'll get bag 1 open and have a look what we actually got in here. So this light kit is Game of Bricks. I've got Game of Bricks light kits for most of my Lego parts now. Mainly because they gave me a discount code. Can't even open this. When I was doing these Lego kits originally, I approached them and asked basically if they would sponsor a video. They basically said no, but they then gave me, I think it was something like a 35% discount that I could use, I think, up to 3 times, which I think I have done. So we've got these little tiny wires, trying to work out where they're meant to separate, if they separate, because you've got 4 on that one, 2 on that one. Does look like they're meant to potentially separate. Just trying to work out how. So we've got 6 lights here in total. Trying to work out where they might actually go. So I think we'll start off by taking apart the DeLorean. Let's switch to that camera, then you might be able to see what I'm doing a little bit better. So it looks like first of all we need to take off the flux bands. Try and keep them together as much as I possibly can. So take those off. Side ones can stay on, apparently. You can take off these two corner pieces. Do have a little brick separator here. Got lift up the bonnet. Actually, I have no idea how long this is going to take to do. Does that just come out then? Yes, it does. Excellent. There we go. Got a front grille out, just like that. So now we need to take out these two square plates. I do wish there would be written instructions at times for these sort of things. So it looks like... Oh, now I understand why there's 6 lights. It's got the indicator lights. Are they different? I bet the 4 together would have been the same. Would have been... Yeah, I can see actually. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera or not. But we've got 2 that are slightly more yellow, and these 2 are a little bit more white. Or I should assume they will light up white anyway. So we've got to separate these 2. So I'll see what they've done. Now I know that they do that. It'll be more useful if it comes to doing the latter ones. We can actually make sure that we have them separated properly. No, Pirate! You're obviously new here, saying amazing live stream. It's usually a disaster. Right, so these ones basically need to come through here. Where'd they actually go or end up? Because this doesn't have front indicator lights, does it? I didn't take those off. It looks like it just potentially dangled down for a minute. Looks like it's set sort of about there. So I'm going to do that. Put this plate back in to hold it in place. Probably easier actually just take off the sides of that bonnet there. And get it right out of the way. Right, so that looks like it goes about there. Yeah, it looks like it goes just below that piece through, nope, through those first 2 studs. Got to try and get it to sit there. There we go. Right. I think that's about right. Picking up the same coloured one. Do the same on this side. So again, just bend that down like that. And then we'll pop this in here. Anyone in chat doing the Nissan Skyline from Fanhome? Has got the final pack today, and what I expected to be in the pack wasn't. So, you remember these pieces? Let me just switch camera. You remember these pieces that we got back in stage 80 odd, and we were told, oh, there was an issue with LEDs or something, and not to use them? Well, they're referring to this. I thought, okay, I'll look through the last pack today and see what has changed, because I'm expecting replacements of these. No. Nothing listed there, as you can see. And then when it comes to actually installing them, here, you can see it just asks us to put adhesive on the back. So, as I predicted, if they were going to remold them, it was just a case of break or take these off. So, when it comes to doing it, all I'm going to do is cut those off and use these exact same ones. We've been given adhesive for them. But yeah, they delayed the packet and then didn't give us any extra, anything. So I don't understand. And they've given us these sort of 4 blocks now that you can put the car on as well. And that's apparently how you meant to display it on blocks. I've never displayed any of my vehicles on block size like that. So yeah, that was my grumble for today. Right, back on with the DeLorean build. So that's those 2 in there. So now we can turn our attention to the headlights. And yeah, they don't make the images that clear. It looks like we've got to take it out like that. Obviously, got to separate these out. Yeah, well, the big fix was meant to be the doors. So they said they were going to delay it until the doors were ready. So it doesn't seem like they know what they're actually delaying it for. Because the original delay was to have those parts replaced. And then I asked them directly, oh, is this to wait for the doors? And the answer I got back was no, because not everyone's going to need replacement parts for the body, etc. Whereas everyone's going to need these other replacement parts, those little side panels. And then we don't get new ones anyway. So whether they were just left out of my pack, I don't know. They're not in those instructions, as you saw, for the part list. So, yeah, I don't know. Right, so this has got to sit basically in here. We're going to do those for both of them. So let's do this one first. This could almost do with like a little bit of self-adhesive on the back or something. Just so it sits in a bit nicer. Definitely going to be, it'll be a case of it is what it is, I think, with this one. Just try and get that lined up. I think actually, now I've got that one in like that. If I take just that one out, bend that over, and then put that in there. I think that'll work-ish. Might need to come out a little bit further than that, actually. I think that looks okay. Ideally, also, I want them to point straight out, so. But I think that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Yep. Yeah, that was one of the reasons. But as I say, there was a delay, and they delayed them because of those two plastic parts first, and then they were going to try and combine them together, and then clearly couldn't. As I say, I got that directly from back, I think, on the customer support page, who said, "Oh, not everyone's going to need the replacement panels, but everyone's going to need those replacement plastic parts." Which apparently we haven't got. So at the minute, it seems like this pack's been delayed for no real reason. I'm not in Cornwall. I'm in Devon, where we put the cream on first, because that's the right way of doing it. Right, so those are in there. So it's a case of now reassemble. Pretty much. So we just need to pull those wires together. Tempting to twist them together. There we go. Try and keep them together like that. And then this is going to go in here. Like so. Hopefully try and realign those. And then next up, these need to actually go under the bonnet. Yeah, mixing them up with that other cable now. I guess it all got to go in the same place anyway. How does that go under? There. Yeah, let's switch that out of the camera again, and you might be able to see a bit more what I'm doing. I knew tweezers would come in handy. How's that bonnet come apart actually? That's going to make things so much easier. Right, let's try and work out which cable's going where. In a way, I'm glad I'm not doing the Orient Express. So it's taken me this long just to do this front bumper. The Orient Express has loads of lights, I think. Because each carriage is lit, the engine is lit. Right, which one is that cable? I'm assuming they all got to plug into this little control board anyway. And they're not individually controlled. So it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Right, so they've all got to plug into this control board, it looks like, and this control board is going to go in here. We've got this one cable, which is going to go into the end here. Tiny connectors, similar ones to what Mike uses on his boards. So trying not to break them. Right, so we've got that one black cable. Come on. And I think once I've done this, one of the next stages is actually testing the front lights. So I might just switch to that camera again, and I would zoom in, but I seem to have lost the remote control. There it is. You might have a slightly better chance of seeing what I'm doing from that top one. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I can see the 6th one. These cables are so fiddly. So I've got a couple of builds to go. So with the Skyline now arriving, I've also got the RB19. So one of those will be going out on Monday. Might have one out before the end of the week. Don't know yet. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's all 6 of those plugged in. So that goes off that way. If I'd looked at the instructions, it actually told me to take the bonnet apart like that. So we've got that one cable here. That's got to go out the bottom, it looks like. There is a gap there. Right, so we've got that one coming out the bottom there. Now I was using this as a bit of a storage space for the other number plate, as you can see. You have to time one. The plutonium box actually sits in here officially, but I've got a little 3D printed stand which sits on quite nicely. Hence why neither the hoverboard or the plutonium box is in here. So that's number 10. What's number 11 is there. This is saying about rebuilding the bonnet, which I can do. So let's do that. Right, so that's the bonnet back together. And with any luck, it's shut still. Yes, excellent. It's saying about putting these on again, but I'm not going to because I know we've got to take them off again to do the flux bands. So I'm not doing that. And then underneath the car, oops, what's the beer can from Mr. Fusion? So underneath the car, we have this. Now, one thing I do need to make sure of is that when this is in hover mode, that cable's not going to get trapped or anything. So it looks fairly safe there. However, I do wonder if I can actually feed it through these technical parts. Don't know if it actually tells me to do that or not. But I think if I do that, it's less likely to get caught anywhere. In fact, actually, I could have fed it underneath that. I'm just going to do that. Let's feed it underneath that one first. Then through there. And the instructions might be telling you to do that, but I just cannot tell. Pictures are not clear enough. Oh yeah, they are plenty small enough. I think actually the Light My Bricks ones, I think the cable was even smaller, but I think they use very similar connectors. Right, so that's in there. Now we need to find the USB connector, which says it's in bag one, but it's actually not. I think it's going to be this one. Because we didn't get a USB anywhere else as far as I can tell. So I'm going to open this one, which is a non-numbered bag, so this may have been partnered with number one. Can't open the bag in. That's now open. Pull that out. So we've got this USB. So they basically want us to plug this into that control board. And then with any luck, lights will turn on. Where do they want me to plug this in? I thought they were going to ask me to plug it into that black one, but no. It looks like I need to plug it into that control board. I think this is just purely for testing. Oops. Come on. Right. I'm doing my tweezers. There they are. I know you can't see this because of the bonnet, but I can't pull the control board out any further. Right, so we've got that plugged in there. Now, somewhere, in theory I was prepared. I've got a USB power pack. So, let's see if anything happens when we plug it in. Oh, something happened. There we are. I just switched camera. There we are. You have light. It looks really good. Excellent. Something went right. Right, so we can unplug that. Now, I'm assuming we'll get told to unplug that again. Evan. I'm going to unplug it because I'm sure that's not where it should live. Because I think this will be plugged into the main control board, and then this will get powered by that black cable that we're running under the car. So can I undo this one? Yes. Right. So that's unplugged. So we'll leave that to one side. I'll stick that down inside there. Try and get these cables running in a relatively neat way. And then we can shut that again. Right. So, happy with that. That's one thing working. So, the next one is just bag 2. So, we've got this little control board as well, which I think is the main power control board. But I'll stick that one to one side for a minute. And we'll grab bag 2. Now, this one is just an interior light. So, this isn't going to take 2 minutes to sort out, I don't think. Take me long to open the bag, I think. Come on. I have to say, these are all well packaged. Right, so they've got it going in from this side. Let's switch to that one, and then you can hopefully see this. And this does have a hole in the middle. We've got a cable. So presumably, looks like we just need to plug it into one end. Don't know if this feeds anything else. And it's self-adhesive on the back. Although it's got a hole in it, looks like it just self-adhesive to that top panel there. Can I get backing off? No, I think if I use my tweezers again, we're going to be the easiest option to try and get this to go in there. Now, I don't actually know, but I'm assuming we've got something for the flux capacitor. I don't actually know. Right, so hopefully you can see that they're stuck just up in there. Hello, Mr. Tamiya. Oh, I'm sure they would certainly have a go. To be fair, actually, I still need to edit it, but you'll see my boy on the channel. He did a Lego Minecraft set. So my boy's James. So he's been on the channel. You would have seen Megan on social media. But I've got another video to do for James. He built the Iron Spider head. Not doing the whole build, but yeah, he wanted to do the Iron Spider head. So we've done that one. Right, so this cable, I think, just goes out the bottom where this handle is. And, I don't think my other daughter Lily has been on any social media or channel at the minute. But if you see her, it won't be deja vu. It's just twins. Right, so we've got that coming out there. Try and get that around neatly. I might take that block off and then potentially run it behind there. Right, so we've got 2 wires at the bottom of here. All doing good. Thank you, Mr. Tamia. Right, so that was it for bag 2. Just that bit. So we'll shut that. And then I think bag 3, we're moving on to the rear lights. What have we done with bag 3? Right, so we've got these 2x3 cables on light panels. Let's untwist this cable tie. Right, so they're actually joined together. We then have a single black cable, and then we've got 3 lights that are together. Not sure what those 3 ones are at the minute. Doesn't look like they want us to test it. They're showing a board. There we go. So, first things first then. Let's plug these in. And we will test them off the car, because that's what they asked us to do. So that's 3. And we've got, actually, probably don't need to plug that black one in yet, do I? Because otherwise I'm going to run out of ports. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not because that's only 1. Ignore me. Most do. So I'll put that single one in there, if it will go. And this one's only a single plug, not 2 individual ones. So that plugs into there. And then we can use that USB again. And hopefully test it and it works. Well, they asked us to test it before putting it on the car in this case. Right, so that's plugged in there. Grab my USB power pack again. Right, so 3 white ones, and we've got those rear ones lighting up like that. So I guess I need to sort of make a note of, or mental note of which are the white ones, which are the ones closest to the wire. Right, so the inside ones are the white ones. No, take that out. So now we've got to do a bit of disassembly. So if I remember right, I think this whole Mr. Fusion bit comes off. Might not need to do that. We can definitely pull that off and that off. One thing that isn't helped is that the instructions they're showing is if you've not got Mr. Fusion on. It's slightly different. Hey Todd, how you doing? Right. So we need to take off this. Does this come off as a panel? It does. Right, so that's that bit out. So with that out, do these lights just oh, didn't expect them to come out like that. Ah, okay. Oh, I remember. So they come out like that. Is that as far as I need to disassemble? Yeah, it does say take this out as well. Well, you say that, Bergdis. As far as I could see, with like my with Game of Bricks, they only show you how to light it after it's been built. So yeah. Whereas I think like my bricks, they will show you both ways. One how to disassemble and one how to build it as you go. So we've got all those parts out. We need to take off these parts. How have they come off? Yeah, wait a minute. Oh, it's these parts. Those parts need to come off. In fact, actually, I could have put these parts back on the front of the car, so I'll do that now before I forget about it. And then hopefully I won't get myself completely confused when I've got parts left over. Right, so that's those front parts back in. So I think that's all the parts I need to take off. Stand by. Because now I think we need to take off more bits, but from the bottom. I love how their instructions, it shows things coming off in like one big piece. And you're like, how did that go? Right, this is it comes off like that. There we go. It probably would help if I'd done this recently, the actual build, then I might have actually remembered how it goes together or come apart. But that's my biggest problem at the minute, that it's been so long since I've done it. Right, that's probably going to be on the bottom of there, isn't it? Yep. Or does that bit need to come out? No, it doesn't. Right, which bit is that showing in a minute? Looks like this bumper section needs to come off. But again, I can't remember how it went on in the first place. Got a large Technic brick section. Is it just this piece that needs to come off? So that rear bumper bit has come off from there. swear it shows this whole section coming away, but it doesn't seem to. Let's put that back in there. So these are the instructions. So I've just taken that piece off, and then it looks like they're pulling on this part, and that whole section comes away. So, okay, so push down on that bit. Oh, something's happening. I need my brick separator to go in there. Maybe that's how it goes. Don't know if that grey bit is helping or hindering. Aha, I think I got it. I think it's that piece there. Right, that's the bit that I need off. And then I don't think I need that piece. So that's where I was getting confused. That bit stays in place along with that piece, like that. And then we needed this piece off. So now that's off, I do need that tile piece off actually. Right, that tile piece comes off. Right, now we need one of these lights, which I think is going to be one of the number plate lights, I guess. Hey, Steve. This one, I think I bought it online, the Lego store online, or it was either the Lego store online or it might have been the Lego store in Leicester Square. I cannot remember at the minute. Right, so this is going to go this way around, get trapped by this. Let's try and see how far it needs to come out. It looks like it just sits over the top of it, so let's say about there. Like so. And why actually sits on top of that? Is that the number plate? I'm assuming that's the number plate light. Oh, I think I see how it goes. I think it's going to go in and light it up from behind. Right, so that's that trapped in there. That's step 20. So step 21. This is where we need the rear lights. So basically, disassemble the rear lights. Do you just put those pieces in between them? I think the short answer is yes. Oh, I see. It replaces that 6. Okay, I see. So if I do that, we've got this 6-way here. And we're basically just disassembling that, taking that black 6 block away, replacing it with one of the light pieces. And that's going to go like this. let's just put that on there. Was it that way up? Where's the other light section gone? Yes. Right, so that's in like so. Do the exact same thing for this side. Make sure I have this the right way up. So these clear ones are going on that side. My aim is to get these rear lights done, and then that will be it, considering the time. Now, might take a bit of a break away from Lego next week, and I might get back onto the space shuttle, I think, because I think the stream's been a bit Lego heavy over the last few weeks, I think. Right, so that's there. Now, where does this cable go? That's a big question, I guess. And have I put that the wrong way around? Should that cable have gone the other way? Not a big issue, because you can easily swap those around so that it goes from this light set to the other light set. Just try and work out where this cable meant to run. It looks like it goes up that way, and then that goes there like so. Probably help if I actually unplugged it from this control board. Which one is it? It's this cable here. Yeah, wiggle. Right, that's better. Right, so that's those, and they are the right way up, which is good. And then we have these final two LEDs, which are going to go into those two orange indicator lights. Again, just got to separate these boards. Yeah, the only reason I go to Leicester Square is the Lego shop. Oh, and the M&M shop, probably. Nice. How many Lego sets have you done? Right, so it's the lower one, it looks like we need to put in here. And just trying to work out which way around it's going to be going. It looks like it goes in from the bottom. So we just need to trap that in like so. Do the same on this side. Which round does that go? It goes this way around. Right, so that's in there like so. And then, is it just a case of reassemble now? Looks like it might be. Where's this cable going though? Looks like it just sort of pokes out the back at the minute. So that's one in there. I'm trying to avoid that cable in the middle, trying not to get it all tangled up. I do wonder if that needs to go out the bottom rather than the top. Surely it's meant to go out the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to adjust that one, I think. How all the cables going out the same way. Right, see if we can get this reassembled. Right, that's those cables in there. I'm going to tuck that one up around behind there. There's the number plate that goes in next. Yes, it is. So with that one, just going to lift that LED up slightly. So hopefully it goes into that gap. So we've got those like that. Wondering if that cable should have come out in the middle of there, but doesn't look like it at the minute. Does look like they all come out the back like that. Got these parts going into the corners. 1 and 2. It does look like it's just a case of put everything back together. So that goes on there. I got the platform for Mr. Fusion. Got the rear bumper section. But how do we get rid of these wires? They definitely all come out this way. Do they just go and tuck like that? Maybe. Sure, there's a better way of doing that. I'm feeding those cables around. Oh, I think I see. I think they need to come out like this. Not sure about this one though. But I might need to go through that split. Right, so we pull those around like that. And the tweezers to try and tuck that one in a little bit. That's then going to hold them in place, hopefully. Right, it's going to be easier to do it that way. Because I think that's got to go down through there anyway. Breaking off the bits off. Right, what have I broken off? Right. That's that one back together. So yeah, I think that needs to go that way. That then needs to go back in there. I'm just going to trap that cable. That can run underneath there. Those can run underneath there. That other one's underneath there. And then this rear bumper needs to go on the back. So if I put this back into place, have that one run through there. I think that's going to be probably the last job for this evening. How's that go? That's why it's so difficult to get our bumper off. It's mounted in 2 different directions. Right, so let's just have a quick look where we are. So bumper back on. So the only thing left to do is mount this under here. So I'm just going to get the end of this bag free, because otherwise I'm going to be very, very confused when it comes to restarting this. Right, so that will sit under here. It's got some self-adhesive double-sided tape on the back of it. I'll plug all these back in. Looking at the pictures to do this job, I did not give it enough credence that it was going to be this fiddly. And I reckon I should have plugged this in before sticking that down. So plug that one in. Where are the other cables? That's this USB one. How many more do we need to plug in? Just these 2, isn't it? What was that black one? Is that the number plate light? No. Assuming it doesn't actually matter which way these get plugged in. So plug that one into the middle because that was a bit longer. That black one, quite a short one. So plug that in there. Oh, the black one was the 6-way rear lights, wasn't it? Then we've got this side light. Right, unplug that one and move it. Just need to move these around because the cables don't reach otherwise. Plug that one in finally. Hopefully. Wow, this is fiddly. Doesn't help that I'm trying to rush to finish it. Right. So, probably didn't need that one still plugged in, but that's okay for a minute. So, that goes there. And then somewhere we've got the rear valance service. So I will plug that back onto there, but before I do, let's just double check I haven't broken anything. There we are. So that's what the rear of the car is looking like, all nicely lit up, including the number plate there that you can see. So that's how I'm going to leave it tonight. I will probably reassemble this part and the reactor platform, but I won't do that right now. But I think it was fairly successful. And now I know how fiddly that is. I might save some of the others to do on maybe just a standard video rather than try and stress over it on a live stream. But yeah, it looks good, I think. Certainly that rear end looks very nice, lit up. Not sure how I feel about it doing the reverse mode there. That's one of the things I took out of the Eagle Moss Delorean. I took the reversing lights out, so it didn't look like it was constantly in reverse. But it's one of those things that's going to look good. And I think, I don't know if it does any little flashing lights or anything, or any intelligence on those. I wouldn't have thought so, because it looked like it was just a single board. But we shall see when it comes to doing it. But as I say, this is all remote controlled, does sounds and all sorts when it's all done. So hopefully I'll get that done maybe in a future live stream. As I say, I'll plug all that back in, get that bit back together, and then next time we'll move on to bag 4, which looks to be the flux bands. So hopefully you'll join me again. Next week, I think I'll take a little bit of a break from Lego, and I'll get back onto the Rocker Space Shuttle, because I do enjoy that build as well. And it's sort of sat there teasing me at a minute. So yeah, I think next week it's going to be the Space Shuttle. So hopefully you can join me then, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.